Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 39 of the Turing Test podcast. I'm Jamie, and today we're diving into a topic that's kind of reshaping the tech world as we know it, AI and cloud computing. And with me is Rachel, who, as always, has some pretty strong opinions on this stuff. So Rachel, how's it going?
Hey, Jamie, I'm good, thanks. Wow, we're already on episode 39. And yeah, I've got a lot to say about AI and cloud computing. I mean, it's like everywhere you look, there's some new AI tool popping up, right? But the real question is it really making AI accessible to everyone? Or is it just, another tech buzzword?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, on one hand, you've got these big companies like Google and Amazon making AI tools available through their cloud platforms. But on the other hand, there's this whole debate about whether it's actually leveling the playing field or just, widening the gap between the tech savvy and everyone else.
Exactly. And let's not forget about the cost. I mean, sure, cloud computing makes AI more accessible, but it's not exactly cheap, is it? Small businesses and startups might find it hard to keep up with the costs of using these platforms.
Right. But then again, isn't that the beauty of cloud computing? You only pay for what you use. So theoretically, it should be more affordable than setting up your own infrastructure, right?
Yeah, but that's the theory, Jamie. In practice, it can get pretty expensive, especially if you're not careful about managing your resources. And let's be honest, not everyone has the expertise to do that.
Fair point. But let's talk about the democratization of AI. I mean, cloud platforms are making it easier for developers to access powerful AI tools without needing a PhD in machine learning. Isn't that a step in the right direction?
Sure, it's a step, but it's not the whole journey. Just because you have access to the tools doesn't mean you can use them effectively. It's like giving someone a paintbrush and expecting them to create a masterpiece. There's a lot more to it than just having the tools.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. But what about the educational resources that are available now? I mean, there are tons of online courses and tutorials that can help people learn how to use these tools.
Yeah, but how many people actually have the time to go through all that? I mean, between work, family, and everything else, it's not easy to find the time to learn something new, especially something as complex as AI.
True. But isn't that where cloud computing can help? By automating some of the more complex tasks, it can free up time for people to focus on learning and innovation.
If only it were that simple, Jamie. Automation is great, but it also comes with its own set of challenges. Like, what happens when the AI makes a mistake? Who's responsible for that?
That's a good point. Accountability is definitely a big issue when it comes to AI. But let's not forget about the potential benefits. AI can help solve some of the world's biggest problems, from healthcare to climate change.
Oh, here we go, the AI savior narrative. Look, I'm not saying AI doesn't have potential, but we need to be realistic about its limitations. It's not a magic wand that's going to solve all our problems overnight.
Okay, I get it. But speaking of potential, have you seen the latest AI developments in natural language processing? It's getting pretty impressive.
Yeah, I have. And while it's cool, it also raises some ethical questions. Like, how do we ensure that AI is used responsibly and doesn't, perpetuate biases or misinformation?
That's a tough one. I mean, AI is only as good as the data it's trained on, right? So if the data is biased, the AI will be too. But isn't that why transparency and accountability are so important?
Absolutely. But transparency is easier said than done. A lot of these AI models are like black boxes, and even the developers don't fully understand how they work.
Yeah, but isn't that where explainable AI comes in? I mean, there's a lot of research going into making AI more transparent and understandable.
Sure, but we're not there yet. And until we are, we need to be cautious about how we use AI. It's not just about what AI can do, but also about what it should do.
That's a good point. But before we continue, just a quick shout out to Augmented AI, the producer of the Turing Test podcast. Augmented AI hosts a variety of cutting-edge courses in generative AI, large language models, edge AI, robotics, and computer vision. You can get a free generative AI course at bit.ly/Turing Test podcast or go to www.augmentedstartups.com.
Nice plug, Jamie, but seriously, back to the topic. What about the environmental impact of cloud computing? I mean, all those data centers consume a lot of energy.
Yeah, that's a big concern. But some companies are making efforts to use renewable energy and improve efficiency. It's not perfect, but it's a start.
A start, sure. But we need more than just a start. We need real, tangible actions to reduce the environmental impact of cloud computing.
You're right. It's a complex issue, and there's no easy solution. But I think it's important to keep pushing for progress, even if it's slow.
Agreed. And speaking of progress, what do you think about the role of AI in education? I mean, there's a lot of talk about personalized learning and AI tutors.
Oh, I think that's fascinating. AI has the potential to revolutionize education by providing personalized learning experiences tailored to each student's needs.
Yeah, but there's also the risk of over-reliance on technology. I mean, what happens to critical thinking and creativity if we're just following what an AI tells us to do?
That's a valid concern. But I think AI can be a tool to enhance learning, not replace it. It's all about finding the right balance.
Balance is key, but it's easier said than done. And let's not forget about the digital divide. Not everyone has access to the technology needed to benefit from AI in education.
Yeah, that's a big issue. But there are initiatives aimed at bridging that gap, like providing affordable devices and internet access to underserved communities.
True, but we need more than just devices. We need to ensure that people have the skills and support they need to use them effectively.
Absolutely. It's a multifaceted problem that requires a multifaceted solution. But I think we're moving in the right direction.
Ever the optimist, Jamie. But let's talk about the future. Where do you see AI and cloud computing going in the next few years?
Well, I think we'll see more integration of AI into everyday applications, making it even more accessible. And hopefully, we'll see more efforts to address the ethical and environmental concerns we've talked about.
Yeah, I hope so too. But I also think we'll see more regulation around AI, especially as it becomes more prevalent in our lives.
Regulation is definitely coming, but it's a double-edged sword. We need to ensure that it doesn't stifle innovation while protecting people's rights and privacy.
Agreed. It's a delicate balance, but it's necessary, and I think it's important for everyone to be involved in the conversation, not just the tech companies.
Absolutely. It's a societal issue, and we all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI and cloud computing.
Well, Jamie, it's been a lively discussion as always. And to our listeners, don't forget to check out Augmented AI University for some cool Gen AI courses to upgrade your skills and become an AI expert fast. Go to bit.ly/Turing Test Podcast to enroll in your free cutting-edge AI course at augmentedstartups.com. See you next time.
Thanks, Rachel. And thanks to all our listeners for tuning in. Until next time, take care.